In this problem, it says that a survey of a group of 115 tourists was taken in St. Louis, and the survey showed the following. So in these problems, you always want to keep track of all the numbers that they give you. So we know that all of the numbers in this problem or in this Venn diagram are going to add up to 115 ultimately. That's how many people were in this survey. So they start by telling us 66 of the tourists plan to visit Gateway Arch and so on. But what I'm looking for is a number that applies to only one of the sections of the Venn diagram. So if I start at the bottom here, it says 14 plan to visit none of the 3 places. So that's how many go there. And then the next one up says 8 plan to visit the art museum, the zoo, and the Gateway Arch. So that puts 8 in that section. So now we get to 19 are going to the Gateway Arch and the zoo, but not the art museum. So Gateway Arch and zoo would be this football, but since it said not the art museum, I'm only looking at this section. And that's going to be the 19. So we've got that. Next is 14 who go to the art museum and the Gateway Arch, but not the zoo. So that's going to be this section. Art museum, Gateway Arch, overlap there. And this is not the zoo. The 8 would be the ones that did go to the zoo and to the other places. And then we have 11 going to the art museum and the zoo, but not the Gateway Arch. Oh. Oh, let's see. 14. This should have been a 14. And this is the 11. Okay. And then 50 go to the zoo. So that means that I need these plus these plus these plus whatever is here to add up to 50. So I'm going to go off to the side and I'm going to say, what is 19 plus 8 plus 11? And that is going to be 38. So if I subtract 38 from 50, that gives me 12. That means that this should be 12. Okay, so that's the zoo. Then we have 66 plan to visit the Gateway Arch. So now we're looking at these 19, these 8, and these 14. And that adds up to 41. And we know the total for the Gateway Arch circle should be 66. So we subtract the 41 from that and we get 25. All right. So that leaves us with one space that we haven't filled in, and that is how many went only to the art museum, and that's what our question is. So how do I determine how many only went to the art museum? I'm going to add up all the numbers that I have in this Venn diagram. So that's going to be the 25 and the 19 and the 12, 14, 8, and 11. And I'm going to add that 14 in that outside area. And what does this add up to? So that's 103. And then we look at how many people were there total from the beginning. That was 115. So if I subtract the 103 that I've counted in the other sections, that leaves us with 12 to go only to the art museum. So that's why C would be the final answer.